স্টুডেন্টরা তারা যদি লো কস্ট আর নো কস্টের উপরে জোর দিয়ে TLM এর উপরে কাজগুলো করে অথবা পরবর্তীতে স্কুলে এগুলোকে অ্যাপ্লাই করে, আমাদের বিভাগীয় প্রধান ডক্টর সুব্রত সাহা মহাশয়কে ধন্যবাদ এই দিকটা কিছুটা তুলে দেওয়ার জন্য। তো অভিজ্ঞ অন্যান্য শিক্ষক মহলী যারা এখানে আছেন তারা পরবর্তীতে তাদের বিভিন্ন দিকগুলো আরও তুলে ধরবেন। তার আগে আমাদের বিভাগের আরেক অধ্যাপক ডক্টর রাজেশ কুমার সাহা মহাশয়কে TLM নিয়ে তার যে অভিজ্ঞতার দিকগুলো তুলে ধরার জন্য আহ্বান জানাচ্ছি।
Thank you. Actually, the previous seminar I remember was on J. Krishnamurti, and I want to start my very small lecture on this TLM with the quotation of J. Krishnamurti. J. Krishnamurti told, "No book, no teacher can teach you. You can learn from yourself. It's an endless process. It's a fascinating process. When you learn from yourself, out of that learning, wisdom comes." There is a different way we can interpret the line, but I am not going to the interpretation of the line. I am just going to focus on one single thing, that is, what is learning from yourself, thyself? What is reflective thinking? Knowledge is actually reflective abstraction. Why we are very much concerned about all these things? Only because the development of a country does not depend on per capita income. The development of a country depends how the country is able to minimize the wastage of human resource. মানব সম্পদের অপচয়কে রোধ করতে কতটা পারলো তার উপরেই একটা দেশের উন্নতি ডিপেন্ড করে। How to stop the wastage of human resource? That is right education, not right to education. We are very much concerned about right to education. We are a little bit concerned about right education. We have to very much careful in the situation where we are today. The society, the world is changing very fast in a disconcerting pace, but we fail to equip our education system according to the change, maintaining equilibrium. Constructivist approach becomes very popular. That means learners should construct their knowledge. They are not passive listeners in the classroom. The teacher delivers his lecture in a one way and the learner receives the lecture in a passive way. This is not the system. The learner learn themselves, construct knowledge themselves. And here comes the importance of TLM, teaching learning material. The government, the other organizations are very much concerned about the quantitative aspects of education. What is the gross enrollment, how the country is able to minimize the wastage, dropout rate among the students. This is one part. But another part is that how we are able to provide quality education, because that matters. Through quality education, we can manifest the potentiality we have within us. If the institutions, if the government fail to develop such policies, such practices, which are not very effective to manifest the potentiality of the learner, then the learner suffers as an individual, and the society, the country suffers because of intellectual bankruptcy, and that is going on. We have to very intellectually use the information and technology in our education system. Research has to be done, but I am just giving some basic thing which a teacher should remember in the class. What is that? Anything cannot be taught in separate manner. Any concept, new idea, new thing should be associated with the background knowledge of the learner. What the learner knows, what is his experience, we have to associate the new concept with his or her experience. And how to do that? It depends on how the teacher use teaching learning material in the classroom. Through the effective use of teaching learning material, the teacher can minimize the gap between the new concept and the existing knowledge of the learner. When the teacher can do that, the cognitive structural development will take place in a proper manner. Unless we do that, there will be learning, that is memory level of learning. We can learn something, we can wrap that information and reproduce on the answer sheet, get some marks, and what is the purpose of that mark sheet? Nothing. It actually fails to develop the potentiality we have. So today, at the very moment, not only in our country, throughout the whole globe, the crisis is there. What is the effective way of teaching and learning? Is it possible to teach a child devoiding his culture, neglecting his language? Is it possible? Whether the English medium schools are more effective than the Bengali medium school? So many questions are there. But one thing is very clear, that we cannot develop the human potentiality of the learner without developing the reflective thinking level of the learner. Because true knowledge is reflective abstraction. It depends on how a learner internalizes a new concept in his own way. That is learning from thyself. Expressing in his own way. Observing anything, noticing anything in his own way. This is knowledge. And a teacher, a true teacher, can develop that skill through effective teaching. A teacher can speak nothing without expressing a single sentence, without delivering a single sentence. A teacher can make the learner think by giving a situation, by asking a question, by showing a picture. Because there is a very close relation with the psychological variables like motivation, interest, attitude, with learning outcome. If a teacher fails to motivate the learner in the classroom, he cannot teach. So all this teaching learning material is to make the learning process more joyful, more motivating, and more meaningful for the learner. That's why we are here. We are really very happy because our head of the institution stretched his hand to us to organize such a workshop, and I hope all the eminent scholar, teacher who are here can give you a clear perception, clear idea how to use teaching learning material in teaching learning process. And as a teacher, we cannot avoid that responsibility. If the wastage of human resource is going on in such a manner, we have to blame ourselves. We have to think constantly, research constantly how to protect the resource all we have, all you have. We have to think of that. We cannot develop such method through which we can deliver, we can just give some mark sheet to you and you claim that we are master degree holder or doctorate. That has nothing to do with your life. You can stand on your own feet through developing your human resource, your potentiality. And this is done in the classroom before the teacher. So we, the teacher, have to take the responsibility, and we have to constantly think how to make all this process more effective, more cost effective for you. So I hope after the session, after the end of the workshop, we will be enlightened by our experts, and we will follow and make a principle on our life that we should not take for granted that whenever I am going to classroom, I should be much more serious, much more accountable to myself, not to the authority, whether I am teaching or what I am doing. How effective my teaching is in the classroom. This is very important. So I think we are going to get some ideas from eminent scholars. I am really very thankful to all the dignitaries who are on the stage, who came here to share their knowledge. So I am really thankful to them. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now I request all our dignitaries to take their place, and the second session will start automatically, and I hope that the first session will be chaired by Dr. Partho Karmukar, who will give his lecture on mathematics, on science.